One of Damien Chazelle's many talents is writing love letters to cinema, and this is one of those. Spoilers ahead. So, Babylon is a 3-hour-long movie about making movies and general perversion, and I like it. Now, I get that this film can feel very long. That's because it is very long. It's very, very long. Could it be cut into a 90 to 100 minute movie and still work? I'd say so. And from what I've read about the thoughts of the audience about the film, that's the biggest issue. They feel like it has some great moments, but it's too long. I think films should be as long or as short as they need to be. As someone who clearly loves films, I was very much into this movie, taking a closer look at the birth of an art expression for the masses. There's a very beautiful line said by Brad Pitt's character when he talks about how movies matter to him. Back then, vaudeville was one of the primary uses of filmmaking. It was meant to entertain the masses. It wasn't conceived as a high art, and I can't express how much I agree with this statement. Watching films was viewed as a cheap alternative to theater. It could be watched over and over again and simultaneously. There are very few art forms that allow us to experience them like that. Music is one. But film is just the ultimate evolution of the human expression. It's an art form that blends all of the others. It's a collective work too. It's a collective effort made for the world to see. I can't help but romanticize film. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is a movie about the evolution of the film industry, but it also shows what happens when you give a bunch of creatives unlimited resources. They make weird sex parties. That's the answer. The culture of excess that still exists in Hollywood is nothing new to anyone with a pulse. But viewing it on a screen and considering this was over 100 years ago makes you wonder if anything has changed. Perhaps the plot is the weakest part of the movie. These characters are interesting, but they are not Sebastian and Mia from La La Land. We know they are dreamers and they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Manny is definitely the most interesting character. He rose from nothing. And his love for the art form was more than obvious when we get that beautiful montage of a brief history of cinema. If this isn't a love letter to film, I don't know what is. He cries when he remembers that he was, in a way, part of it. He saw its humble beginnings and experienced many of the changes that came with it. Those are not sad tears. Those are tears of someone who truly loves films. He holds those memories close to his heart. I'll read it directly from the script. Chazelle has a way with words too. His still watery eyes turning from the audience around him and looking once again into the screen. The anger has gone now, has turned into something else. Glistening now through the residual moisture in those eyes is some strange alchemy of heartbreak, joy, regret, pride, and sheer incredulity of the madness of it all. I think it's hard to have a very well-defined and structured plot when trying to cover so much. It was a messy time, and so it only makes sense the plot is somewhat messy too. It's an incredibly ambitious project with a humongous scale, and it also looks expensive to make. The direction was stellar. Chazelle is a fantastic director, so that wasn't a surprise. We have no shortage of beautiful, well-composed shots. The music is also one of the strongest aspects of Chazelle's films, and here the music is great. Those amazing jazz performances make you want to be sitting there to feel the vibration from the trumpet on your soul. The acting is top tier. We have big names here. So many big names, I would need a separate video to mention all of them. Diego and Margot put out extraordinary performances. In short, Babylon is a movie about filmmaking, but also a movie about success and downside of being too successful. It's about living a life of excess, but it's clear that they were living during the golden age of cinema, and they felt like the world was theirs, because it basically was. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.